Hello everyone, and welcome to another Coffee with Toffees podcast. I will be your host Flubb, and this is the Flupdate. We got a great show for you tonight, as we always do. We have a lot of different things that I want to talk about. The things that seem to be a common theme that everyone always likes to enjoy are the team transfers and hold on, the music is probably a little too loud for you guys. Gonna turn it down just a little bit. Sorry about that. And the team transfers, the new Manila Masters, obviously they've been happening this week, the results of that, so you guys can feel updated on that. Also, I'm going to be talking a little bit about pulling creeps. There's a trick that I learned online that I felt like was good enough to share, and it's about pulling mid, actually. So, something to give you a leg up on your mid lane. It's always very important to get that MMR. And also, we have a few announcements from myself. I kind of went over them with other shows this week, but I do want to announce them on this show as well. So if you get to that section and you've heard it all before, no big deal, just skip ahead to the end so you can hear the lovely talk outs at the end. Of course you want to listen to those. So without further ado, let's get into these team transfers, because this could be a whole section in and of itself this week. We could have just a team transfer day for the Flupdate, and it is massive this week. So first off, Complexity adds Feero and DeMoN to the team. So adding these guys obviously gives a new feel to Team Complexity. I'm very curious on where it's going to go. I would love to see DeMoN's ideas put in with, you know, the obvious of going into the Complexity lineup of Swindle Melons, kind of bringing his own view to what Dota offers. It should be a really neat team lineup, and I'm excited to see what happens. We also have ChYuan, not Chwan, or it's ChYuan, so it's a little bit different. And Wenn, moving from WG.Youth, which is Warriors Gaming Youth, to Warriors Gaming Unity. We also have LaNm going from a normal player on EHome to the coach position. Pretty good position really for him to be in. LaNm's always been a very good captain in general, so it could be he just wants to take a step back as a player because he's not as quick as he feels that he needs to be, and he still gives a lot the team to offer. So honestly, I think that this could be a good move for EHome, and I really enjoy their direction that they're going with their team. Sen and JDH are being moved to subs for EHome, and well, they were being moved to subs, I should say. And then later on in the week, they join with Shadow, who used to be on Team Random, and ShiKi and LPC to form the new Team Eclipse. This looks like it could be a good team. I'm interested to see where it goes from there. There's a lot of good players on that team, and it'd be really cool to see what Shadow does with this team. I'm interested to see where the guys from Team Random, obviously there's been a lot of different problems with them being ban listed and things like that, so I'm really enjoying that they're having some type of influence on Dota scene again, and hopefully they kind of can get through all this drama and bullcrap that they can become a good strong team with other players once again. Garder, he joins the ranks of EHome, so he's going to be joining in on their losses there. We also have a new team being formed, which I am personally very excited about. We have I Drink From Ham just said it in chat. ShiKi was the mid for CDC on TI5, which was actually a really good team for them, and I'm interested to see where that team goes. Thank you, I Drink From Ham. That was a really good point. We have on, well, let's see here. I lost my place. Okay, Faith Bian on Team Random, or was on Team Random, and Y on Team Random are now being moved to the EHome squad. So they're finding a new home at EHome, and I'm for one, am happy for them. I said, okay, and then the Team Crescendo, that's what we were talking about. New Team Crescendo is formed. Members include Excalibur, Baby Knight, synderN, EGM, and Akke. So great new team that I'm very excited about. I love EGM. I always thought he was a really good player. I thought Akke was a great player as well. Their combination is very good. I didn't like the old alliance. I kind of had a hatred going on with them before with my old friend, and we would always go back and forth. I was always a Na'Vi fanboy, and he was always an alliance fanboy. But I didn't ever hate those two guys on the team. I really didn't enjoy the other players as much as other people did. And I'm glad to see them finding a new home with one of my favorite people of all time in Dota, synderN. synderN's one of the greatest guys. I just really enjoy his input on what Dota is. And Excalibur had some potential, and so did Baby Knight. So these guys have some great potential on this team, and I'd like to see where they go with it. We also have Pablo joining Alliance. Now, I don't know too much about Pablo, but he seems to be a little bit newer player, and he doesn't... Honestly, I don't think that the EGM mix-up for Pablo is too great, because I really haven't seen anything that's shocked me from that player. But, you know, they'll find their rhythm and see where they're going. The team effect has dropped RodjER and Shachlo, and have gained KingR from Old Empire, and nongrata, and Maden. Now, in the other side of that coin, we have Team Empire losing KingR, and we have them gaining RodjER. So basically, Shachlo, not cilantro. I don't know why I wanted to. Maybe I'm just hungry right now. But we got Shachlo really kind of losing out on this deal, and we got RodjER kind of moving over to Team Empire, then Team Effect picking up some new players, some new people to kind of get their team to where they want it to be. We have a kind of a really interesting switch up here. I like both of these guys, so I don't know which one I would like to see more on this team, but Geek Fam has dropped Net. I do enjoy Net and his perspective on the game, so it's a little sad to see him leave, but they do gain SexyBamboe, and he has a lot of weird situations that SexyBamboe has been in, a lot of different iterations of teams that I've really enjoyed, so hopefully they do well on this team. I just want all these teams to do well. I just want good Dota all the time, but who doesn't, right? We also have a lot of new squads being formed. Or squads being more sponsored and formed at the same time. We have the new Comanche Squad. They are going to be Oxaien, GGwpLanaya. We got XaKoH, sQreen, and HNN. Jeez, they must be Russian, or they must be in another language, because I am awful with names. And then they have all these different weird names. So, but they're going to be the new Comanche lineup, and it's good to see new blood in the field. We got GG. They are going to become the new Team Freedom, which is pretty neat. I'm glad that they're getting something else than GG. I was just complaining about that a few weeks ago, that their name was very silly. We have their members that we have are Yarwar and CC and C, Seeking or Sneaking. We got also Francis Lee and Stan King. I actually like Stan King the most on that lineup. I have played versus him and Sneaking, and they're both very impressive players. Obviously, I mean, I'm just playing in the pubs, so. But it's very fun to see them do well, and I hope that they keep staying well. We have Thug Life. They are becoming Gambit Esports, and their members include Didax, Kuman, this weird, this Russian word that I can't really pronounce, Krishkrek. It's a pretty interesting name, CHSHRCT, and we got LaNm. And Always Wanna Fly, the classic. Been around in Dota 2 for quite some time, so glad to see him still joining into other teams. We got, and that actually wraps up the whole switch-ups, but that is quite a bit there, and a lot of things being shuffled around. The one I'm most excited for is obviously Crescendo, and I'm hoping they get to TI and hopefully at least get to the final round. I don't know if I want them to win, but I want them to get to final round. Manila Masters is what we're this week, and if you guys don't watch Manila Masters, that is just plain silly. You gotta watch Manila Masters. It is one of the best tournaments of the year. Really good job just in general with the whole production value, the way the games are always played, the teams that they always get is really fun, and the fans that are there are obviously very excited to be there as well. They seem to be very into it, and I love watching it as a sportsman. Hopefully one day myself I will get to go there. But in the Manila Masters, it is a normal double elimination tournament, and it has 8 teams fighting in it. And those 8 teams were Evil Geniuses, OG, Newbie, Team Secret, Team NP, Invictus Gaming, Team Faceless, and Clutch Gamers. So a great crowd there, great crowd. I really love all those teams. We also got the results now. It is the last day, and they just finished up last night. So at 4th, Team Faceless finished at 4th. We have at 3rd, we got Team NP. We got Newbie placing in 2nd. And last but not least, we got Team Evil Geniuses getting 1st. And this was a great tournament. There's a lot of games that I really enjoyed. And it seems like it's always the finals that are going to be the best. And I always say this every week because it is always the teams that are hot right now. And they're doing really well within the patch. So those are going to be the 2 great face-offs right there. And you're going to see some really intense gameplay. The finals that I really enjoyed this week, though, was the reason why I enjoyed the finals was pretty much because of Game 3. The Game 3 in the finals, EG played this perfect team fight where I think Zai got down to like no health multiple times on the Enchantress. They were trying to kill her, trying to kill her. They just couldn't do it. And it's so much fun to see the interactions of barely keeping people out, moving stuff around. Like it wasn't even a bad team fight that Newbie took. Well, it was a little bit, but they did a pretty good job. It was just EG outplayed them even more so. A fantastic game. If you didn't watch it, I highly suggest it. And then there's some really funny things from Game 4 that you will probably find. You could probably find on Reddit or things like that. And there's Ember saves that Sumael does. Sumael was incredible this tournament. He's probably MVP of the entire tournament. He played out of his mind. And he had 2 saves versus a glimpse as an Ember. Perfect save when there was one creep that was following him along and he got glimpsed. It was basically in 100% death, but he was able to sleight of fist just at the right time on one creep. It wasn't even like a creep wave. It was one creep that was following him back and just timed it perfectly to get out and get right back into the fight. There's also really good play by Zai. Zai was on point this tournament, and he knew that they were going to go in on Sumael, so Sumael went backwards, and then they glimpsed him before he was able to get that off, or as he was getting it off, as he was getting his remnant off. And then when Sumael was back there, the X marks came out and pulled him straight back. So Game 4 had some really cool moments. If you're going to be looking for that, I would highly suggest going into Game 4 just for those couple brief clips. But Game 3, that team fight, there's nothing like it. The EG was down really low, and then they just shot right back up from that team fight. It was great Dota. So that's kind of a overview of the tournament. Hopefully you guys got updated on that. I want to share with you now is a pulling trick. A pulling trick I learned from this guy. He makes a couple different videos. It's T and T. So it's not T and T, it's T and T, the little and sign. And he has this idea where he would be able to pull from the Radiant side for mid lane. And basically the pull works when the creeps are past the river or a little bit further beyond the river. So if you get a bad block or something like that, you can kind of guarantee that you're going to have a good way out of it. Now the thing is, you have to kind of devote a lot to it, because you have to have someone with boots at level 1 to be able to make the pull work. And it's pulling ancients, mind you, so the creeps are gonna die. So you basically pull at the second 2 seconds into the match, or 2 seconds from the minute timer, and you let the creeps hit you 3 times. When you do it, you like kind of move over into this really weird position, so that you can let the creeps hit you, and then you pull them over to the mid lane, because it like resets the, it's weird, where they're standing, it kind of resets the idea of creeps not having to go back because they've reached it, and one of the creeps goes all the way out to the mid lane with you and pulls it. So you have to have the boots to be able to do it, and you have to have a way to cut down a lot of the trees. And when you cut down a lot of the trees, you have to have the hatchet to be able to cut it down. And to remind you, it's only on Radiant, and it's only on the Ancient Pool that is over on the, it's going to be on the right side for you in the match, unless you're doing something weird with your camera. It's always going to be on the right side, those right side Ancients. You want to cut out all the trees around it, and then you're going to want to go into the mid lane and basically cut a path for you to pull the creeps there as well. I'm actually going to link the video underneath so that you guys can check it out and give your own feedback on what you can do and the cool things you can do with it. Alright, and then last but not least, I wanted to say my announcements. And my announcements are basically that me and KingR are actually going to be kind of changing stations. We're still under the .p, we're still, not .p, jeez. I guess I had a Freudian slip there. We're not under the .p, we are always under Toffees. Toffees Dota, that's the one you want to look out for. So we are under the Toffees umbrella still. We're still kind of a part of his development, but we are going to be going over to a different channel so that we don't kind of take away his fans and hurt anything from there, because a lot of fans are expecting Toffees, and I don't want to rob them of that generous idea of giving them Toffees. Also, I was kind of just I was helping Toffees out, and he was helping me out, obviously, with getting myself started and helping me take me under my wing. There's no one that I am more grateful to than him. He's one of the best mentors I've ever had. It's great to have someone like Toffees available to help me out in my time of need. But I was also helping him out at the same time. He has a lot of things going on in his life, and his CSL lineup makes it so that he can't do things basically 6 months out of the year because he's going to be doing stuff with CSL. So I was basically trying to help him out and keep the idea of his channel alive while I was waiting for you. So if those of you have felt slighted since this whole situation has happened, don't worry. I won't be on Toffees' channel. I'll have my own channel here in the next month or so. Me and KingR will. And we'll kind of be doing our Twitch streams from there. And we'll kind of go from there. But we're still going to have the 5- idea for the YouTube section. So if you still want to find them there, you can find the YouTube. And we're going to switch up the podcast a little bit. We're kind of going to go over under the same name. But we want to be a channel that brings you good gaming. Good gaming. We want to bring you different types of good, fun entertainment that you can watch. And we don't want it to confuse people and make people think, oh, is this Flubb or Toffees or what's going on? Is KingR going to be here? So we're just kind of making it more streamlined for you, the viewer, so you can watch what you want to watch. And I hope that helped you guys out. So as always, good things have to come to an end, and we're going to have to do the closeout at this point. I want to I want to thank my channel, jeez, why can't I get this out? I want to thank the channel Rebel Bases for providing free music for guys like me. And they're the music that I've always been using these past few weeks. Really helps me out to have something in the background to help my voice, because I can't always talk super fast, and they are great at keeping the calm in my voice. So I hope you guys enjoy them too. If you want to help any of us out, you can help us out by subscribing or liking any of our videos. You can still find us on our YouTube channel, 5 Gaming. But for the next month, we will still be with Toffees. So you can go to for the next month, you can go to twitch.tv/Toffees_Dota2. So you can find us there for the next month or so. And I will be announcing if and when there's changes, not only on my Twitter, but on my show. And it's no hard feelings. Me and Toffees are great. It's just trying to get this better for you guys. We also have the Patreon that Toffees is doing. We're going to be setting up our own Patreon as well in the future. But if you want to give to Toffees, you can give to him at www.patreon.com/Toffees for putting up with us for this long. You can also go to our audio versions on Stitcher, iTunes, or SoundCloud, and it'll still be under the Toffees name. and we will kind of transfer over our own name when we get that to you as well. And if you have any questions for me or Toffees, you can find Toffees at Toffees TV, or you can find me at my Twitter at Flubdota. If you have anything that you want to talk about, or that you want to generally send me messages about, like about casting, your games, or getting something done for you, let me know and send me an email at crazyflub@gmail.com. Alright guys, I hope you had a great time like I did. I will be here just like always next Friday for the Brewmasters draft, and I will also be here next week for Sunday on the Flupdate. So I hope to catch you guys then. You have now been updated, and I'll catch you guys later.